Thank you.
I just know the distinction too. That's horrible.
How do I uncheck enable waiting room?
The waiting room options, really preferences. Just may have to just admit everybody. It'd be awesome to turn off the waiting room.
Yeah, I know. Admit all. Admit all.
Here you go. Oh, so in preferences too.
What's that?
The Zoom preferences we want to go to. I'm used to working off of. Try to go here on that screen. See if there's preference option here. Go on preferences, chat here, and then go down to check top features.
Yeah, I'll just let everybody in.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might just have to one by one let everybody in. I don't like that at all. Or just jump in. Cool. Yeah, I use.
What's up, everybody? We're going to start here in just a sec. No wonder why. Can you all hear me okay? All right, cool.
What's the school, James? Jimmy?
You know Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy Fable.
Jimmy Fable, you know Kevin?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, we got you muted.
Okay.
All right, we're going to get started here.
I think you're good to go.
Okay, secure. I just wish I could.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
Cool. Yeah, let him chat.
I need to.
And then you can
All right,
go.
Tamala,
Huh?
can you talk?
Yeah, I can talk.
Okay, great. Okay.
So they can unmute themselves if they want to.
Okay, perfect. All right, we're going to get started, everybody. All right, everybody on here, Zoom can hear. Tamala, you can talk whenever you're ready. When I'll let you know, you'll be up and I'll put you up on the screen.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right.
You got full screen on that? You got?
We're good. Yep.
Hey, Craig.
Let me do full screen here.
Oh man.
All right. Good to see everybody. Robert and a lot of the leadership team, they're doing the leadership version of the ALC clinic today. So Bob, Kevin, myself, Lori, Rodney, we're all going to kind of play a part in today's meeting and bring you some good information and chat about some stuff. And we're going to kind of end with just kind of an open forum of what do y'all want to talk about right now? What in the market, getting leads, building a team, building a, your individual real estate business. And we're just going to kind of open up, maybe something you're dealing with right now. So we're going to kind of take the last 15 minutes and do that. So first, let's just kind of start off with, tell me something good. What's some good things that are happening right now in your lives, both either personal or business wise? What you got? Grant.
I say I am blessed to know Lord and Emily. They are rock stars out there.
Yes. One of the biggest assets of this office, 100% agree. I mean, it's amazing. So yes, absolutely. What else? Tell us something else good.
Well, I'll echo that. I'm so glad to see so many engagements here in the building. It's been great. You guys know we've been open throughout, but some days it's really lonely downstairs. So we love having you all in the building and being a part of this team and an opportunity to interact with you all. So, yay! It's nice to see real faces and not just screens.
Yeah. You know what's something else? good, I'm grateful for is I just feel the energy of the office has changed in the past month. With, you know, just people coming more, you know, we got some groups coming back in and just activity environment, you know, the teams, you know, we got, you know, people coming back in, individual agents coming back in. So it's just, it's been good. It just feels good. So we'll just kind of continue that on, but that's been good. What else? What else is something good going on in your life? Businesses.
Good to see full room again.
Yeah.
I like all that.
Yeah.
The productivity coaching program is really catching steam, or gaining steam, and we're getting a lot of closings and a lot of pendings going on. So right now we got some really good contests coming up. We've got people who want to go out and kind of door knock, COVID door knock. So we really have some good opportunities right now, and it's going very well. So I'm excited and I'm proud of my team. So
Awesome. What about something personal? There's got to be something good in a room this size, this many people. Anything personal wise, Bob?
Yeah, I just, this is actually personal. I'm so thankful that the action group is back in the building. They're here with us today. And Anonymous is here with us today. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I love all you guys. We're so blessed to have this company together.
Craig, I got something.
Oh yeah. Wait, who is that?
Angie.
Okay.
Angie Whipperdan.
Hey, Angie.
So I've got something personal good. As you all know, we expanded in Tampa and my son got his real estate license in Florida. So pretty excited for him. You know, that kind of shares this. And also my daughter is doing the marketing, helping with the marketing on the Big Red team. And then my husband, I got him an investment. So we're kind of making this all a family event. So I'm pretty thankful for that. So.
That's awesome, Angie. All right, one more thing. Rob?
I found out this past week I'm going to be a grandfather again to another granddaughter.
Oh, nice. Papa Rob.
We'll talk
Yes.
I get to spend all weekend with you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, my trip doesn't come for another 4 years, so I'm sure it'll be eventful. If those who don't know, we do a guy trip every year, and one guy plans it, the other 4 don't know where we're going. So that's this weekend.
who's planning it this week?
Rob Gray.
Who is the only non-entrepreneur business owner in the group, is always such a fun, simple, it's probably one of the more memorable trips we have no clue. We leave Friday, go home Sunday.
They let you know. All right, well, let's get moving. We've only got an hour, now we're 45 minutes. So Tamara, real quick, if you we want to thank her for bringing in lunch today. And I'll let you kind of chat a little bit about America's Preferred Home Warranty, and you can go right ahead.
Okay. Hey, Craig, can I share the, do you have my warranty? Don't pull it up yet because I wanted to say something else, but did you get it? I don't know if you can share it or not, but if not, I'll just talk about it. But
I can pull it up in my email as you're talking.
okay. So, well, yeah, because I've got some notes here on the screen. Hopefully you guys can't see my notes here. You can just see me, but
yeah, just
so
you.
Okay, just me. First of all, I wanted to thank Sean for inviting me, and thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of this today and give an opportunity to speak to everybody. I know you've had some changes and some new agents come in and stuff, so I wanted to get to know them. But first of all, for those of you who don't know me with the new ones, I'm the Southern Indiana Area Sales Manager for America's Preferred Home Warranty, and I cover from 70 down, like mid-state Indiana down to Owensboro, Kentucky. I go to Jeffersonville, Evansville, Madison, so I'm kind of all over the place. But, you know, and I live north of north of Indianapolis, between Carmel and Castleton. So I'm kind of spread out everywhere. But I'd love to meet you on an individual basis. And I got a roster from Sean, so I'm kind of reaching out to the agents and setting up those one-on-ones because we don't have a lot of time to go into the whole warranty thing. But I'd love to have that opportunity. But this has been, I wanted to share with you, this has been such an odd year for me, and I haven't been able to travel as much because of COVID. So I just want you to know I am definitely a phone call away. If you're client has a claim that's been denied, please call me. I was just talking to Laura Barker last night at 8 o'clock about a hot water heater. So we got her client taken care of. So I'm always available, even though I haven't been there as much this year. It's been really a weird year for me. And I also wanted to share with you, and kind of, if I don't stay on point here, if I don't kind of read and stuff, I'll be all over the place. But I wanted to just tell you guys too, you know, with everything that's happened this year, it's really reminded me and has kind of taught me that now more than ever, we really do need one another. I'm gonna get emotional, sorry. And I'm not just talking about getting your business, but, you know, we were created in his image to serve and uplift. And I just want you to know that I really appreciate your business so much. And I want to tell you before you fall asleep, when I start talking about the warranty coverages, that it's been such a privilege to serve you guys. And just know, you know, some of you have become my friends and now my family. And I just appreciate you so much for hanging in there with me and with APHW this year. And I look forward to serving you guys more in the future. So I just want to tell you that. So Craig, did you want to, I want to go through some of the.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I can share mine. Let's see. Okay, now this is a different setup. So I'm going to put my glasses on, you guys. Okay, here we go. Share screen. All right, here we go.
We got about 3 to 4 minutes. Is that going to be enough?
Yep. Okay, you guys. So the first thing I'm going to go through real quick. And as I mentioned, I'll do one-on-ones when we get more into it. The biggest differential I want to tell you about is choose your own contractor. It allows the homeowner to choose their own contractor, just like it says, which really provides convenience. They typically already know somebody, you know, they already know them in this, so they trust them being in their home. So that's our biggest differential I want to point out. I want to also tell you, so we've got the claims process here. It's very easy. When the contractor shows up, we ask the homeowner to call back after he shows up and give the diagnosis, and we can tell them how much the allowance is. And then we pay the contractor over the phone right there with a credit card for the service. We've got, we won't get into the items covered here. That's kind of lengthy, but I wanted to point out we do have new coverages, and I've dropped off the new warranties back there. The 4 new coverages we have are additional refrigerators, gas fireplace, sprinkler system, and termite control. These are awesome. They're all $50 upgrade. And then I want to go down here to page 6, right here under refrigerator D13. I'll put it up here to the top so you can see it. This should, I'm sorry, number 14. This is the allowance for the new options that I just shared with you. So we'll go up to $1,000 in claims for additional refrigerator, $500 for termite control, $250 for sprinkler, and gas fireplace $400. That's the limits. So I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. So let's see, let me go down here. And then on page 10, just want to remind you, the seller's coverage is complimentary, okay? So it's really good to put the listing on. The seller's coverage is complimentary throughout the life of the listing. If they want to add the appliances and the systems, $75. Nothing's paid for until closing. That's a huge value that holds the deal together. I had an agent call me the other day, and they needed, their AC went out. It's 2 days before closing, and they didn't have a seller's preferred upgrade. So just want to remind you that. And then let's see, the buyer's coverage, the biggest value I wanted to show you here, $140. This is phenomenal. We're getting ready to go into our heating season. Number 3 down, the refrigerant. For those of you who have a heat pump, you know, the Freon goes for the, provides heat and air. That's a huge value for $140, and there's no limit on Freon. So keep that in mind. This $140 has saved so many of my agents' clients. So you don't want to be without that because, as you know, Freon is very expensive. So let's see, guys, $425 base price. We've got $50 and $100 deductible. Single family, we've got a great new construction warranty. It starts on day 366. I know you guys had a builder in last month. I think it was the end of August when I was in there. Any of you agents that have relationships with the builder, come talk to me and we can talk about this. It's a great value for them because when they've got the homeowner there on site and they've got an issue, they can remind them, hey, day 366, you've got a warranty with APHW. They're going to take care of you. So for 3 years, $550. It's phenomenal. And that's about it since I've only 3 or 4 minutes. You guys call me. And like I said, I'd love to do a one-on-one. And as far as ordering a warranty, if you're not set up on RollPro, always feel free to call the 800 number. They will produce an invoice right away while you're on the phone. They'll send you the invoice, send it to the title company, and they'll send you the PDF version of the warranty. And I guess that's it. If I had more time, I'd go into it, but I appreciate you guys so very much and just thank you, and call me if you've got any questions.
All right. And I guess if you can go back to unsharing your screen, that'd be helpful.
Well, okay, Craig.
You know how to do that. I'm trying to figure it out too, but
I was gonna say, stop sharing. There we go.
there we go. There we go. Perfect.
Can you hear me?
If anybody has a question about home warranties, just reach out to Pamela and she'll be able to answer your questions for you. So
I wanted to tell you, you're getting ready to go on that trip. I wanted to tell you to have a good time. I never hurried, but I want to tell you guys real quick. I had a really funny dream about everybody last night. And it's funny you're going on this trip because I dreamed, if I could just tell you real quick, we're all at the swimming pool and everybody's got on sneakers and blue jeans. And I'm sitting next to Bob Murphy. I'm not lying about this. It's so weird. Everybody's around this big U shape, okay? Everybody's got on, like I said, jeans and sneakers. And Bob's showing me this big plan, this architectural plan. All of a sudden I look and Craig's in the swimming pool. And all I can think about is, how come Craig is the only one that's in the pool swimming? It was, and you were in there frolicking around having a good time. And it just cracked me. I'm like, why is Craig the only one here having a good time? And why is Craig the only one in the pool and it's winter out?
I like to swim.
I wanted to tell you, I thought that was so funny. So have a great time with your guys. That sounds fun.
All right. Thanks, Pamela.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bob. Bob's going to give us kind of a broker update. He's going to talk about, you may have seen as you log on to MLS, something called Forewarn. He's going to tell you a little bit about that, but also how you can use that to generate some business. Go, Bob. Oh, hey, Bob, can you stand over here so people can see you and hear you?
Thank you, sir. Okay, how many guys are signed up on Forewarn already? How many actually know what it is? Yeah, okay, the 1 or 2 people that are signed up. That's awesome. All right, guys, so Forewarn is a software that you're paying for in your Cyber dues that provides you with information about a client if you have a phone number or you know their name and you know approximately where they live, what city, and you can pull up, do a background check on it. So if somebody calls you and they want to see your property and you want to make sure that they're legit, then that's the purpose of it. It's for safety. That's why Cyber provides it as a safety feature for you guys before you go and show property to folks, so that you know you're dealing with somebody. Actually, you can get their current address. You can find out what kind of vehicle they drive. It's pretty awesome, the information is provided. So it's a great safety feature. But here's something else. How many guys are running Facebook ads through Command right now? Man, everybody should be, because the Facebook ads are working. They're working well. And you can get some business from them, right? So as an example, Blake and I ran an ad Friday of last week, got pretty close to 100 leads already off of it. So they're leads you have to work, they're nurture leads, but the point is, it is working and you can provide leads for your own business. It's really easy. As a matter of fact, Blake didn't know it, but he volunteered to teach you guys how to do the Facebook ads Friday, yeah, he did. It's incredible. The kid is awesome. He just volunteered and didn't even know it. We'll be here Friday morning for contracts and forms from 9 to 11, but Blake will kick off that meeting with how to run a Facebook ad through Command. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, right. All right, so, and then we'll talk to you about how that actually works with Forewarn. So when we get a lead, we capture their phone number. So I go into Forewarn and I check out that phone number to see if it's a legitimate phone number connected to the person who it claims to be in the lead. So it helps you eliminate those bogus leads that are just that. It also helps you understand. So if you're doing a Facebook ad, you should also be setting up it's a market snapshot for your client. If you have their address, you can set it up for where they live, which is also pretty awesome. Neighborhood nurture. So there's a neighborhood nurture smart plan that you can also set them up on. We also have a smart plan. It's Marty Miller's 66-day plan that's really good. We've gotten a lot of good results from it. So Forewarn is really important. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you got an email from Syra explaining how to do it. It's very, very simple. Your Syra login and password is what you need to sign up for the free Forewarn app for your phone. Please do it. It's important for you to do it for safety reasons, but it's also important for you in terms of your marketing lead generation. Yes, sir.
Has there been any discussions of what to do after you find out it may be a bad client? Let's just say it's not necessarily a scam call, but a dangerous call. And what we're going to do with that name or in legal issues with writing that name down?
No, it doesn't go that far. It just gives you the background check on the individual.
No, it just came out. So that's something.
It just came out.
You probably do.
Right.
Look at.
So if we want to tell each other about it within the company, I think going outside the company might be a little bit dangerous, but in terms of our liability. But in any case, it's there for you to use. You're actually paying for it in your cyber dues already, so why not use it, right? It's not expensive, by the way. When we decided as a board of directors at Cyber to go ahead and avail ourselves of this service, it's costing us pennies per month for each agent, but it's well worth the expense. Last thing I want to mention too is, the installation of officers coming up, I think in December. So we're not going to do a Syra event at the boat like we normally do. We're going to do basically a television show. So I'm hoping that you guys will be able to attend it. I would like for us to set something up here in the office.
We'll do that. We'll have some food and we'll set it here in the office.
Right. They're having a talent contest. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to be on Zoom. But Syra has hired a production company to do it. I mean, it's big time. So just kind of plan on that. We'll let you know when that date comes up well in advance.
Awesome.
That's it,
Thank you.
sir.
All right, and moving along, Laura Kim, I think you come up. She's going to share some important attorney information.
I'm gonna hopefully give you guys some tips to help your clients and to help the title company. Yeah, 5 minutes tops. We're in that lovely time of year in Indiana where taxes are due, November 10th. Those of you that are listing homes are working with sellers. Your clients are dealing with some issues if they've got a mortgage on the property. Lenders typically anytime between October 1st and about November 5th will issue those tax payments out of escrow. So we are in a time period right now where we are doing real estate closings. We are always doing a tax proration. We collect for the fall installment of taxes, that installment that's due, if we cannot show that the county has received and processed that payment. The county is backlogged. They are not processing payments. In all likelihood, they're a good 2 weeks behind the processing. So if you can help us have these conversations with your clients, I'll let you know how we do it, just so you understand. I don't know that every title company does it this way, but this is what we do. We're going to do a tax proration. We're going to verify the taxes on the day of closing. and see if the county shows them paid. If it does not show them paid, you are going to see them collected on the seller side. So there's going to be a line item on the seller side that's going to say payment of 1920 fall installment taxes. Then there'll be that tax proration for January 1 through today's date of, or whatever date of 2020, that proration going to the buyer. We're going to do that. We do not, upon closing, dispense that tax payment though. We dispense all the other payments. We pay for the home warranty. We do the homeowner's insurance. We issue the commissions, all of those things. Because of the lag time with the counties, we hold that payment. So you will start to hear me or whoever's closing, hopefully in our office, have conversations with your sellers, asking them to contact their loan officer, contact their lender, the company who's servicing their loan. We're going to talk to the sellers about this and ask them to contact them, verify whether or not taxes have been paid out of escrow yet. And if they haven't been paid, to freeze that account. The last thing in the world we want to happen is the lender to pay the taxes and for us to pay the taxes. It is really tough to get money back from the county. You don't. And now your seller doesn't own that property anymore. So great, the buyer now has a credit. They got too much money, so they're probably going to get a refund from their escrow company. That doesn't help your seller at all. We will wait until the last minute. For counties that I have searchers in, Floyd, Harrison, Clark, we hand deliver the payments on the day that the taxes are due. We hold them up until the last minute. That night before, we go through and we check every single one of those tax bills to see if it's been paid. If it's been paid, we will refund the money back to your seller. If it hasn't been paid, they get hand delivered down on November 10th to get them paid. For the counties that we don't have a searcher in, we will FedEx them. So we will do that on the 8th, they're due on the 10th. So we'll FedEx them so it's a little shorter window. You'd say, well, if you're waiting and you're holding them, if those payments have been issued, they're gonna get caught. Again, there is a huge lag time. So I can't guarantee that. So it is helpful if you can start to have those conversations with your sellers early so they understand this process. We get folks really upset with us at times saying, well, my lender's already paid this. Like, I understand that your lender says they paid it. The county hasn't said it's paid it. The other thing I want to advise you against, and I am telling loan officers this as well, in this window of time, even if you are closing in October, do not let your seller not make their October payment. Okay, they need to make the October payment. Because of this difference with the tax payments, those going to be released, this is the month we see variances. And if there's a late charge that gets tacked on, and depending on what that escrow account, where it was, the payoff can be short and there are huge issues. So October and October, November, April, and May is when we tell them, if you are anywhere close to the 15th closing, go ahead and make that month payment. Does that make sense? It's just this really quirky time in Indiana, but it helps for those of you that are the listing agents, if you can start having these conversations with sellers so they're not surprised when they come into the closing room. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. Okay. And if you have a client that doesn't have a mortgage or they don't have an escrow account and they're paying it, have them bring that tax. They will get a receipt for paying the taxes. If they can bring us the receipt showing it's paid, that'll clear it up for us as well. So that's the other option you have. Okay?
Awesome.
All right. Any questions? All good? Okay. I stuck to the time.
All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Something cool, so we've mentioned this before, I think we mentioned last meeting, but we have 2 MAPS, Keller Williams MAPS coaches within our market center. And that's just pretty awesome. So Ryan Fellows is a MAPS coach at Keller Williams International, as well as Rob Gaines. And so we're going to start utilizing their resources. Got some input from one of you all as agents. And we was like, yeah, let's do this. So I asked Rob and Ryan, I was like, hey, can you do 5 minutes with the MAPS coach at each partner meeting now? So Rob's going to talk a little bit about some business planning and kind of share a little bit about that.
Okay, so thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'll have some handouts when this is done, just as a reminder. So how many of you had set your goals for 2021 already? A few hands, okay. So how many of you are thinking about setting your goals for 2021 already? Some nods, there you go. All right. So how many of you that have set your goals for 2021 actually have created the written plan for next year of how you're going to execute and achieve those goals? 2? All right, awesome. Congratulations. So September, October in the real estate world, in the maps world, is our planning months for next year. Okay. Why is that? Anybody have an answer to why that is? Why do we do our planning now for next year? What you do now shows 90 days. So the activities for next year started already, right? So Jesse, thank you. So what we're doing today, we get paid for in January and February, right? So if we want to achieve goals for 2021, we should already be in the activities for 2021. Does that make sense? All right. So how many of you feel comfortable with the process of actually writing a business plan for next year? Okay. How many of you would like to feel more comfortable with that process? How many of you know where to start? Okay, so what if I could give you a 7-step plan for where to start? Jesse, did you raise your hand?
No.
I thought I missed you. All right, thank you, Tom. All right, well, listen, I would love to, from a maps perspective, I would love to give you a plan, or at least a process to go through and start working on that plan, because it is a process, right? It's not just one thing. It's not a sheet of paper with your plan, okay? So here are the 7 things. You can write these down. I have these as a handout. You want to hand those out, that'd be great. So, and I have these in a very particular order, and I will explain why, okay? So as Craig hands those out, we start with the Life by Design form. How many of you know what a Life by Design form is? Some head nods. You've taken bold before. If you've taken bold, you've seen the Life by Design form. The Life by Design form basically calculates the money we want to make and how many transactions it's going to take to get there. All right. It calculates personal expenses, business expenses, and all the other things we want to do to fund our perfect life. So we start with the Life by Design. That's where we want to live. We want to live our life by design. The second thing we do is we do the economic model. The economic model is going to tell us what the activities specific to contacts every day and every week we need to make in order to hit our goals. Okay. The next thing is our lead generation model. So how many of you have ever had a lead come in and then a month later you realize I never did anything with that lead. I lost that lead. We've all done that, right? So we have to have a specific plan in place for dealing with leads as they come in. How do they go to our database, and how do we touch on them throughout the year in order to generate the business off of those leads? All right. So once we get past the lead generation model, we have the budget model. All right. So you have to make a plan for what your expenses are, what your profit goal is. If you have a team, what your cost of sale is going to be. So all these can be planned out. After that, we have the organizational model. So some of you are on teams, some of you are by yourself. Maybe if you're by yourself, you're thinking, well, next year I want to hire my first executive assistant. Fantastic. What's the plan for that to happen? So this is where we address that in the organizational model. After we put all the MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate models together, then it's time to do our GPS. All right, that's our one big goal, our 3 priorities to achieve that goal, and then the 5 strategies for each of those priorities. Now we have our business plan. The accountability comes into place with the 411. So many of you know what 411s are. 411s, you take it to the weekly, monthly, and annual level. So now that you know the process, the question is, do you want help making that happen? I'm not trying to sign you up for MAPS. Let's be clear, okay? Unless you're interested, then I will sign you up for MAPS. However, many of us, we go to a business planning clinic, which I think is in November, 1st of November.
November 17th.
November 17th. We go to a business planning clinic, we come out of there and we still don't have a plan. Because they give you a lot of information, but they don't always tell you how to do it. Okay? So they don't give you a system. All right. I'm a systems guy. I love systems. This is the system, how to create that plan. Okay. So you've got a lot of tools here in the office between leadership and coaches and the MREA And of course, you can pull up any of those resources to be able to write this plan out. So if you want help, I'm available. I'll make myself available. Reach out to me. I will get you started. Okay? All right.
Awesome.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Rob. If we got any agents that were gonna plug their builders, anything going on with that? So, anybody want to plug their builders?
I'm a builder.
All right.
I'll also say, building all over, I guess, primarily we really opened ourselves up to custom building in the past year or so, I know I'll pass it, obviously not for anybody, that comes with, right up as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just got a great resource. We've got, builders within our office, builders in our office every day. So you need questions about building, how do you start the process? Look at that as an option, go see Grant Thomas and.
We did break ground in gardens.
Yeah.
We actually have broke ground in gardens now. We've got 5 rooms of those, 1 will be model home, and then 4 will be second homes that are listed here soon. So get with me, if anybody's interested in doing a garden, it's really nice. So,
Cool. Thanks, guys.
actually, we've got a basic slab, and then we've got a slab of those.
All right. Thank you. Keevan Miller, if you haven't met Keevan yet, he's kind of new to the scene, but dove right in and he's swimming hard. Command is such a great resource, and there's so many great things about it. He's going to tell you some things, and then Bob and myself are going to give you some personal testimonies about using it and a piece of it, and then we're just going to grow on that. I know a lot of you are having success with it as well. So Keevan, I'll turn it over to you for about 5 minutes, and
I'll try to be as
then
fast.
Bob and I will share a couple testimonies around how we benefited from it.
I guess I didn't forget about you either. You guys look good in there, Jimmy, and everyone else. I don't see your faces at all. All right, guys. How many of you are actively in command on a daily basis, doing things that you don't just have to do, though? So let's just strip compliance and are you doing anything to actually expand your business in there, or are you doing it elsewhere, right? So you're doing it anywhere. How much are we paying on average, outside of command? I'm just trying to think like a business first and foremost, because I understand we all have our systems and our ways of doing things. And command is essentially just centralizing all of that to provide a resource for even just being with Keller, right? And obviously this is going to be very attractive for new agents who don't have those systems yet, but a lot of us, we're set in our ways, right? We have a comfort zone. We have a way of doing things. I think my perspective is that I don't know how to run a business as an agent. That's just straight up. I came in here with a healthy understanding of systems, a healthy understanding of thinking like a business. How do you lower your overhead costs? How do you create a more efficient system, an efficient way of doing things, efficient way of generating new business leads, curating and protecting the leads that you have, the contacts you have. The way I see command is just an opportunity. I also see it for you guys though, as something that could be a little bit of a headache. I understand that change is hard. And that's why I'm here, is to I understand where the company's headed, and I understand the goals of how you guys are trying to run your business and trying to just alleviate headaches. So as those headaches come up, let me know. I'm here to help you, but I don't want to just focus on that aspect of it. There's a whole different flip side of it, which is really focused on thinking proactively. How do you not only take the models that you have, the systems that you've been using for years, but how do you adapt that to what's happening now and what's happening in the future? It's all about centralizing your workflow, becoming really as remote as possible, as automated as possible, so you guys can focus on actually getting down to what are the best leads, what's the best use of your time, generating not just automated communication, but the communication you do have needs to be really efficient, really worth your time. So systems like this really help from a standpoint of nurturing over time. Who was it? I think, Bob, you mentioned the neighborhood nurture, right? Things like that, where this isn't a lead that's going to generate anything for me in the near future, but why not be able to get a monthly or bi-weekly touch? That was somebody's phone. Your phone. No, that's not good. Why not get a bi-weekly touch? Why not get a bi-monthly, just to be able to actually have your face when that person does? Because as we know, right? What is it? 3 to 5 times you're going to move throughout the course of your life. I mean, the fact is, guys, I'm going to be moving in the next 5 years. I know I will. there's not one particular face that comes to mind when it's like, hey, this person's really been helping me through the process, or I'm on a neighborhood nurture. I know my market comps. I know what's going on Lily Lane off Charlestown Road. And I know when it's time to sell, like, damn, Rob Gaines has been sending me stuff all along. Like, hey, Rob, you know what? I got your last email. And actually I did start this conversation last night with my wife, and can we meet over coffee? He didn't have to do anything. All they did was just set me up on something, right? Monthly, it sends out because he got my address. So I think things like that make your life a lot easier. I don't know if you guys are already doing this. Again, you may be doing this already in other systems, but I think the idea is there's things within this that we're not thinking about, that we're not utilizing, and you're already getting it. So if there's ways to dive into that and there's things you want to know more about, sit down with me. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, 2:00. I'm be here. I'll be here throughout the day, but 2:00 specifically, you guys want to come in, sit down, schedule something with me. We're going to add something to the calendar. And yeah, if you just want to find out more about it, we'll dive into an applet. I'll be doing trainings, more or less here for support. I understand the compliance aspect. Jay, huge shout out to Jay. The compliance aspect is something I'm even learning. I've never had to go through the opportunities pipeline or anything like that before. So I understand that's where you guys are like forced to go through the process. Do it in there, learn KWSoIN. I've dove into that over the last week, and I know it a heck of a lot better than I did a week ago, but I'm learning it with you guys. So truthfully, if you want to dive in, I'll dive in with you and we'll figure it out. It makes a lot more sense to me.
And, just kind of getting a testimony about diving in, like Angie mentioned, Jordan's down in Tampa, and Jordan's down in Tampa knows nobody, not a soul. And then it's like, okay, so how do you go and generate business when you know nobody in a city? Yeah. So, we've used that as an opportunity to dive into Command, and we know that it's working. So literally last week he had 0 leads. This week today, he's working 50 leads from 3 campaigns. And I had no clue how to do a campaign a week ago. Okay, so we dove in there, sat down, watched a couple videos, set it up, and then once I set it up, then I knew how to do it. The second time, I did a little faster. Third time, a little faster. Fourth time, I just hit repeat this campaign and change the pictures to a new listing. And he has no listings, so he just called agents, which our agents will do as well. Hey, can I market your listing? We just give them credit somewhere in the Facebook ad. And he's got 50 leads right now that cost us maybe $65. Okay, and that's about $1 a lead.
Bob's got his down to like 10 cents.
Yeah,
a lead or
10 cents a lead.
And
so
him and Blake are.
And that's somebody who, I can, I'm not super techie, but it's just watching a couple things, and it's really just a decision to dive in there. And then now he's working with some people, talking with some people, and building that pipeline. Now all of a sudden he's got 50 people in his database. And now the next step is let's dive into smart plans and how do we put them on a drip with an email set up to text messaging through Twilio, which
and some of those are pre-programmed for you too.
Yeah. So, but it is getting in there and learning it. It's blocking out some time to get in there and learn. Otherwise, it won't happen. So, Bob, you want to share a testimony on your experience?
Well, I kind of already did. The Facebook ads that we set up, that they're working. So I'll say this, I'm always honest with you guys. Command still has some things that, need a little bit of work. Facebook ads 3 weeks ago, to be honest with you, completely sucked. I hated it. Not anymore. They've got all that stuff working really, really
We complained, didn't we?
So, yeah.
Yeah, we let them know.
If you're not doing Facebook ads, you're just being silly because they do produce leads. Now they're not, it's not, we got, like I said, probably 100 leads on this last one. They're not all gonna buy a house tomorrow. Just so you know. But we are actually starting to work with some of those people.
Yeah, Bob, you're also going to be selling real estate next year, right?
I plan on it, yeah. Unless I'm in the lottery, then you people are screwed.
Right.
The Facebook ads, they just work, and they're not hard to do. And Blake's going to show you Friday how to do it.
and Keeping on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 2:00. So
yeah, you don't have to do it.
Yeah, if you're not doing it, you should do it. By the way, Marty Miller, who does a whole lot of videos, in his first, I think, 7 videos, walks you through other things, but also how to set up a Facebook ad and a smart plan to go with it. So if you don't want to wait for Blake, go there. It's really easy.
It is good.
YouTube put on Marty Miller and listen to 66
I'm not gonna lie, that's where I'm training. I'm literally just training off of videos. He's an agent in Texas. He really knows it. He keeps it really concise. It's really straightforward. Go through the video. You can pause it as you go, just follow along. And he just helps you set everything up in there. Honestly, like it's a great place to run your business. And I understand I'm coming in from the outside. I'm not trying to drink too much Kool-Aid here. I'm looking at the positives, man. Like I'd really see this as just an opportunity for you guys to cut your costs, whatever you're paying for, whatever other services. I work in Salesforce all the time. Whatever services you guys are using, whatever CRM, cut it and try to go to command. It's just going to save you money. I think the main reason is like, why? Why would you guys go out of your comfort zone to change? And I think that's really where it comes down to.
I had a company call me, I won't mention them, but I had a company call me today, and they said, hey, Bob, you're already doing a little bit of business with us. How about this? How about we'll send you qualified buyers from the ads that we run. And oh, by the way, we'll promote your listings too for free because they need something in order to run Facebook ads.
Right.
That's why. So basically what they're doing, what they're going to do, what we're supposed to do is to sell my own leads from Facebook ads right back to me. But they're gonna do the inside sales work. They're gonna make phone calls and qualify the lead, but we can do that, right? They only wanted just $4,000 a month to guarantee me 14 to 17 qualified buyers who might be buying now or maybe in the next year, just $4,000 a month. So when we got all the costs, I said, man, we can hire an inside salesperson if we don't want to do it for a whole lot less than that to make those calls for us. Right. But here's the thing I'm trying to point out is it works because you have a company, that's their job. That's what they're trying to do is run Facebook ads, qualify the leads, and then sell them back to you. Yeah. So it's kind of like Zillow, only that's a little bit different. Our goal, by the way, is to get rid of Zillow. I'll probably buy Zillow leads, and the return on investment is good. But the return on investment on these Facebook ads, I personally believe, is going to be a whole lot better when you don't only produce 1%.
Well, check
what I'm getting.
Just got a text from Jordan. It says, just followed up on a person who submitted their own offer on a house. This is a Facebook lead. And she's having trouble submitting it. She said she'd give me a call to submit it if it doesn't work out. That'll be the easiest deal in history, all from a Facebook lead. And that lead started with like 5 days ago.
Right.
So Ethan,
So
and Joe.
they do lead to closings too, guys. We spent about $250 for averaging about 85 cents a lead. And we've had 4 closings off of them. So about 28,000 GCI because you do hear the leads, but they do lead to closings as well. You have to baby them. And that's the one thing to understand with them. You have
James,
to
can you
baby
hear?
them.
Can you hear them?
And sometimes it takes a while.
Okay.
If you baby them and follow up correctly, the ROI is unbelievable. So baby them, they do lead to closings.
Okay, Jay, one last thing and we'll move
I'm
on.
going to show of hands. I've had a couple of agents tell me, is they're kind of overwhelmed with videos and all the training and everything. Is there a possibility of us going through some of these videos and saying, for this specific thing that you want to know, at minute 6.47, here's how you learn how to do DocuSign submissions or something. If we can kind of come up with that type of maybe a list of things or whatever, and these are the videos.
Put it on the list, Kevin.
I'm telling you, just bring questions to me. It's even.
I will say this, the Marty Millers are titled so that we know what he's going to discuss.
And they're 15 minutes.
They're fast.
More than 20 minutes. Most of them are like 5 to 10 minutes or less.
So I'm.
But that's what agents are telling me.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be making a bunch of videos too with Sean here at the end of the month because I'm still like just trying to get immersed and understand it well. But I'll be making a bunch of videos, and then with Marty's, if you guys have specific questions, chances are he has gone through it. So I can do that exact thing. I can timestamp it. Specifically, I can send you a link that starts immediately upon the YouTube video starts. So if you guys do have a specific question about like, this is really bugging me, bring it to me and I'll send you that link.
Yeah.
You'll just be able to
Kevin's
press
here
that.
Mondays from 9 to noon, sometimes a little later. And then
9 to
all
2.
day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. And he's going to teach a topic, or the topic's not of interest. He'll change the topic by what you need every Tuesday and Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And that also would be via Zoom. So a lot of good stuff. Kevin's been here less than a month. He had zero real estate background a month ago. and he's come a long way in this first 30 days.
Still feel like
Has it even been 30 days yet?
No, I think
So anyways, we just wanted to provide this resource to you with Kevin and to get you guys up. and
Thomas,
running.
you were doing this before. Specifically, I know you and Jay both, but as far as just the Zoom and the trainings and specifically, that's how you were running it, right? It was like, just bring questions to me type thing. So I mean, we can run it however. If nobody has any questions, you still want to learn something, we'll go through an applet that day. Hey, this is how you use this feature, right? I'll be here either way. I need to go through it. Some way I'm going to learn it. But again, to Thomas's point, that was a great idea. Like, I'm here to serve you guys. Doesn't do me any good to just go through a topic that you don't want to know about. So specifically, like, what's going on? What can you improve in your business? What are you really excited about? What are you curious about? You guys just bring those questions to me and I'll do my best.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to fly through this. Just don't forget, we just want to bring this up each time. One stop, KWSoIN.com. It's got everything you need on here. The training calendar is right there at the top. You can go through the months. Usually plan out a couple months at a time. So training calendars there, all the kind of links to onboarding, to the orientation and training manual, command training, resources to all the links with the government and counties. So just remember, one stop, KWSoIN.com. Make that your first stop before you go out searching, because most likely what you need is there. So we wanted to just bring that up again. Here's all the different counties in Indiana, Kentucky. So wanted to share that with you. And then just a training update real quick. We mentioned Kevin is doing that every Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 to 3, command training and tech training. First Wednesday before the partner meeting of every month, I teach a class called 6.5 Steps to Building a Real Estate Business. Then, and this is going to be on the calendar. Some of these are already on it, but we're going to add that one, and Kevin's on there. Contracts and forms and negotiation skills with Bob on the 2nd and 4th Fridays of the month from 9 to 11. Build your profit share income with myself this October 28th, which is next week. I took a screenshot of something I saw last night on Facebook, and I thought this was pretty amazing. I want to share it with you. I'll read it to you real quick. So it's just a guy, Edgar Roskin, and he's a member of the Profit Share Mastermind KW. So join that group if you can. He wrote, I started with KW about 8 months ago, and began to focus on profit share as one of my business models about 4 months ago. So just 4 months ago, I only have 5 people in my downline, and this was my first profit share check, $850. He started 4 months ago because he got purposeful around building relationships and having conversations. So yeah, if you're having this kind of luck with building leads through command, and that's one of the values that you're getting, sharing that story to an agent who's struggling getting names and numbers. I mean, literally those 40 people that showed up in Jordan's database has a phone number, a name, and an email address. What else more would you want? We're not in the business of selling houses. That's just what happens. We're in the business of generating buyers and sellers. The selling the houses part's the thing that comes next. And then Gene Rivers is a business planning clinic. That's November 17th. Gene's awesome. If you haven't seen him, it's 8:30 to 4:30. We will be streaming it here in the office. Unfortunately, just from an integrity standpoint, there is a cost to that because of, Gene's a pretty sought after guy. So we take out a day of his time. He's got to charge for that. So that goes to, I guess, him and the region. It's $99. So those that have signed up for that will have access to come in here and just kind of make it be a part of the day, and just make a day event out of it and stuff. So, all right. We got a few minutes to do the open forum. So anything, point of topic you got a question about or something you're dealing with that you'd like to bring up or talk about? That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Let me ask you a question. Has anybody seen a slow down in the last 2 weeks? Everything's still cranking. We see when I got flip more low that still trying to get work out, but I can help them try to work through it. I talked to a couple of other people that got clips that did set
the other ones that they get on the market for new flips for 16, 20, 24, 26 days. So nobody else is seeing that going on.
We were talking about this morning, that I think like the average days on the market, when I'm looking at a couple of these homes, like I'm starting to see 5 days on the market, 6 days. That's like a big deal right now.
Yeah, I remember when it used to be 100 days was the average days on market. So don't freak out when it goes, it's 30. I mean, it may mean the market's changing or shifting a little bit, but just prepare for that. Prepare your sellers for that, you know.
But right now, slowly, I think I'm starting to see personally, just looking up listings for clients and things that they're on the market just a little bit longer than what the last 2 months or 3 months, whatever that we've seen, you know, now we're actually on the market getting closer to a week for some homes, you know. So that's been, I've seen it start to slow down.
You guys have got frustrated buyers that are giving up right now. Okay, so the market is kind of slowing down, I think, a little bit. So what that's gonna do is increase the product inventory. So you might want to make sure you stay close to those guys they've given up. I've got clients like I get. We've written 6 off the block, lost every time. I quit. So you want to stay close to those guys because as the market slows down a little bit, the inventory will grow a little bit. So there are opportunities to find a place and not have to compete with 15 other people. Kind of goes down just a little bit.
Loan type has been a struggle for my clients. I'm sure everyone has seen the same thing, that, you know, when they're competing and they're an FHA buyer and they're in competition, they're losing even though their numbers are better to conventional loans. So I've had a few that are just waiting until they can get a conventional loan to be able to even compete because they lost 5 and 6, you know, homes, same thing.
Right. Here's another thing. I don't know how many of you guys did this, but if you would go to your clients that bought within the last, 5 or 6 or 7 years, especially if you're like me, you don't do a good job staying in touch with people. There's an easy way to reach out and say, hey guys, I know you're not moving, I get that. You love your house, you're probably gonna stay there forever, but interest rates are probably a lot more than when you bought. Have you considered a refinance? It's just a way to reach out to them and say, you know what, I care about you. I'm not calling you to try to make some money from you today. I'm trying to help you save some money. So it's just an easy way to reach out to people you've done business with in the last 5 to 7 years.
And start looking at, Jay Papasan and Gene Rivers are doing a book club on the Millionaire Real Estate Investor that you can watch and learn a little bit more. But great time with interest rates to buy a second home, an investment property, or a second home someplace else, so you can refer them to some other location. I'm talking with Keller Mortgage right now, and 10% down for a second home, interest rate 2.7%. That's a reason to call your database. Have you thought about investing in real estate? Let me show you what that looks like. Create a little spreadsheet and designs. You can buy an investment property for this. It costs you this. You get this in rent. Put that together. You got a reason to call your database. So second homes, look at that as a way to generate business. Thank you. You're awesome. Love being in business with you guys. Anything that we as your leadership team can do, let us know. And go sell some houses. Thanks, guys, for joining us live.
Hey, Craig, thank you so much for letting me be here, okay? Thank you, Craig.